By Orthus Promotions. And for those of you who don't know about Bellator, this is an incredible fight card who has been here 2 times prior with Orthus. Next week, Orthus is presenting them in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and they come back to the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. I encourage all of you to get your tickets. It will be televised live on Spike Television. To understand how big Spike is, it's in over 97 million homes. That tells you the power of television. But for local events such as this, I use local even though it's a national term. We must fill these auditoriums in order for more of these productions to come to the state of New Mexico. So it's imperative, encouraged, and we would like to see all of you there. Doors will open at 4:30 on the 25th of October. Once again, doors will open at 4:30 with the first fight at 5 o'clock. Tickets can be purchased at Bellator.com or visiting the Santa Ana Star Center box office. They make it very easy to pick up the tickets. And thank you for being here today. Also, the Bellator Lightweight Tournament semifinal is going to headline this card on the television portion. And then it's stacked with an incredible undercard with the gentleman you see sitting up here, some of the premier fighters in the state of New Mexico. The main event will be Saad Awad against Will Brooks, which is a rematch that a lot of people have anticipated in this lightweight tournament. And Ricardo Terloni versus Tiger Sarnavsky will be the other lightweight tournament semifinal. Bjorn Rebney, here's a quote from the chairman and CEO. We're incredibly excited to bring Bellator back to the Santa Ana Star Center with such a great MMA fan base and the opportunity to showcase a full card of local talent. The return to Albuquerque was a must. With the lightweight semifinals headlining the cards, fans should expect an explosive and spectacular night of fights from the top to the bottom. And that's from Bjorn Rebney, the CEO of Bellator. So now, I want to introduce these gentlemen up here. Again, J.R. Rodriguez, Sal Mora, Orthus. They're a big part of why Bellator is here. They're the reason Bellator is here. And JR, a very successful businessman in making this happen. Now let's get to the bantamweight featured fight. And it's going to be a great fight. Sean Bunch just fought here in Bellator against Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson took that fight on 3 days' notice. Russell trains at Lovato Total Fitness. Well, he's going to be taking on a gentleman who won in AAA MMA, a company that JR owns, who's the president of. So Steve had to win his match in AAA MMA in order to secure this position in Bellator. So Steve Garcia, who's 1-0, is going to be taking on Sean Bunch, who is 2-0. And at this time, I want to bring up Steve Garcia to say a few words about that fight against Sean Bunch. So Steve, come on up, sir.
Hello. I want to thank everybody that's, here today. I also want to thank JR, Sal Mora, Bellator, Orthus Promotions. Thanks for having me here. First off, I'd like to, thank everybody for showing up, and I also want to thank God for giving this opportunity to be here. Last time I actually was supposed to fight Sean Bunch. I had a fall through. I had an injury that I sustained regarding my foot. I was out for 10 weeks, so I was actually kind of bummed about it, but I'm thankful that Russell stepped up. He put on a good show. I mean, for a 3-day notice fight, he did a heck of a job. And the rest of the other guys that were fighting, Cruz and all these other guys, they put on a good show. We had a good show last time. It was awesome. I got to see it all and stuff like that. But as far as Sean Bunch, nothing's changed. I'm still gonna go in there and I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna let him pick his poison. He can fight me wherever he wants. I've been training for every position that I will be in. I know he has a lot of hype as far as his wrestling background and him being an Olympic guy and all that stuff. That doesn't faze me. And there's also a lot of people that have backed me up, helped me, they give me a lot of confidence in this fight. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank my sponsors, Streamline Insurance, Maximus Rio Rancho, SMI Security and Access, Integrated Wellness, Will Fox Identity, and then my gyms, Dan Romero's Hideout. And right now I'm currently training out at Mean One MMA. Today is actually the first day that I'm actually kind of allowed to say it, but we're actually transitioning to a new gym. It's actually going to be Latrell's MMA and Fitness. and that's going, pretty soon, within a week or two. So he's giving me permission to kind of announce that. So that's what's kind of brewing in Rio Rancho. We are planning to stay in Rio Rancho, and great things are looking up. So that's about it. Does anybody else have any questions?
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Once again, Steve won his fight on AAA MMA. Go to AAAMMA.com. That site will launch by Monday. Make sure you check the website on Monday, AAA MMA. When you hear Steve and what he just said, Chris Luttrell, who's one of the best coaches in the world. I see another great coach right over here in Tom Bond, and there's so many great coaches that help all these athletes. And Danny Romero Jr., 3-time world champion. I mean, so is he working his hands? Yes. Is he with one of the top coaches in the entire world? Yes. Is Sean Bunch Steve Garcia a fight you must go see? Yes. Let's continue. In the middleweight featured fight at a AAA MMA event in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Took place at Colonel Stadium. Eddie Larrea fought veteran UFC fighter Joe Vitapo. And everybody in Cedar Rapids, Iowa left in shock as Eddie Larrea came in focused and won an incredible main event matchup in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which made his way into Bellator. So once again, he won on AAA MMA. He gets into Bellator, and he's going to be taking on a guy here locally that a lot of people know. The Westside Power Gym, this guy is powerful. And if you ever seen him work out, he takes it seriously. He has a passion for it. His gym is growing. He's well recognized in our community. He's going to be taking on Rocky Ramirez. Rock, come on up, say a few words.
Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Rocky Ramirez. I'm fighting again. It's been a year since I fought in Albuquerque. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm fighting Eddie Larrea. He's a gamer. He's a veteran. He's got more over than 50 fights. He did knock out Joe Vitapo. Only difference between me and Joe Vitapo, nothing against Joe Vitapo. I have an iron jaw. It's going to take a lot more than a front kick to knock me out. He's either going to have to kill me or he's going to have to submit me and put me out. And I don't think he's going to be able to submit me. I've been working on my ground game tremendously for this fight. Stand-up game is the same. My teams, Jackson's Weekly Johns and Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu, I've working with them. So, he's on a winning streak, and I like that. So he's up high here, he's winning, he's knocking guys out. So I'm going to be the guy, hopefully, to break his winning streak, and I'm going to be the one that knocks him out. I like to bang, everybody knows that. He's got a lot more fights on paper, but I guarantee you probably have the same fights. So I just hope everyone enjoys the show. I want to make it exciting. Hopefully he doesn't try to take me down. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, and it stays standing up, it's going to be exciting. That's what I always want. That's what I always try to bring. I do want to thank my team, all the guys at Westside Power Gym, my gym that's located in Rio Rancho, Jackson's Winkle Johns, Pitbull Jiu-Jitsu, my sponsors, Streamline Insurance, Apocalyptic Sports Nutrition, Stylo Inc., Schwag Custom Printing, Porvila Therapeutics, Enlightened Others, Luchador Wear, and that's it. I want to thank Gerard and Sal and Bellator and all you guys. Because without you guys and without the fans, we're not used to us being up here. We're just be finding the streets. So thank you guys.
Eddie Larrea, Rocky Ramirez. Next, in a bantamweight feature fight, Luis Nogueira, who's been in with some of the best fighters in the world, is going to be taking on a guy who grew up right here in New Mexico, who trains at FinNHB, who's world recognized throughout the country. Tom Vaughn, who I mentioned earlier, is his coach, and he's in the. He got into the tournament immediately. Just fought in Bellator, and right away they said, "You're going to be in the tournament." So I want to bring up Frank Baca. Frank, come on up, sir.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank Orthus and Bellator for the opportunity. You know, I'm just wanting to come put on a great show for you guys and show the world how New Mexico fighters get done. You know, I'm excited to be taking on some of the highest level of talent in the world, and it's just a great opportunity. And I'd like to thank Bellator, Orthus, my teammates, Fit and HB, my sponsors, and everybody else who's shown support.
Don't let Frank Baca fool you. He may have a quiet demeanor, but if you've ever seen him in the cage, he's all go. So that's an exciting fight. Nogueira, Frank Baca. And the light heavyweight featured fight, Volkan Ozdemir. He's 9-0, Swedish kickboxer, undefeated. And we just had a gentleman, he had fought in Bellator. Then he had to go back through AAA MMA, and I keep referencing AAA MMA because it is the feeder system. Goes back to AAA MMA and handles his business against Ramos, and now gets back into Bellator. They call him Big Country. He's world recognized in jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt. He's won many tournaments throughout the country. I want to bring up Big Country Josh Lanier.
Like everybody said, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for the support. JR, Sal, thank you guys for having faith to bring the old guy back in. Appreciate that. Like Big Mike said, I'm fighting Volkan Ozdemir from Sweden. Really don't know a whole lot about him besides he's undefeated, young, is supposed to be really good. And we're gonna find out how good he really is. I think he's fought some lower level competition. Bellator, I think, is kind of feeding him into the tournament. I think it's going to be an easy win for him, but like I said, you know, the 25th, we're going to find out just how good he is. Any questions? All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. I just want to thank, like I said, JR, Sal, my gym, Bellator Total Fitness coach, Lanier, best wrestling coach in New Mexico, who's been putting me through hard wrestling practices every day. You know, that's the biggest thing we changed up. You know, I'm kind of an old guy. I've had things set my way for a long time, how I wanted to train. He's like, well, you're going to forget that. We're going to go straight old school wrestling. So I've been in a room with national champs and say, this is what you're going to do, which has been really good for this camp. So expect to see some wrestling, without a doubt. You know, thank all my teammates that come in every day, spar with me, the whole crew. You know, thanks to my fiance for pushing me every day. You know, some days I don't want to get out of bed. You know, she's right there pushing me. So thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
You know, they keep referencing coaches. And throughout the world, if you go to a fight in Vegas, go to a fight in Brazil, go to a fight wherever, and you hear these coaches' names that they keep referring to, they're world-recognized coaches. You heard Rocky say Jackson Winkeljunk. You heard Mr. Baca say Tom Bond. You just heard Lenny Lovato, who's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame here, locally in New Mexico. You heard Danny Romero's name. So again, world-class fighters. In a heavyweight featured fight, we have Joseph Bryant, who's going to be taking on Rafael Butler. In a featherweight featured fight, we have Desmond Green. And Desmond, he's 8-2. He's fought some great opposition. He fought Henry Martinez, who's in the UFC. He's from Santa Fe, New Mexico. He just fought Henry. And now he's going to be fighting a guy who lives in Santa Fe, Sandy DeFonso. In this particular case, gets a shot in Bellator, decides, hey, look, I'm going to move camp here. Trained with Tom Pless at Santa Fe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, another great coach. Comes down, says, I'm going to train with another great coach in Ray Yee, and I'm going to make my way back and forth. He's a 3-time champion in mixed martial arts, a 3-time champion. And here's a guy who was just in a tremendous fight about a month and a half ago, but a guy who brings it every single time he fights. The Saturday Warrior, Angleo Sanchez, come on up, buddy.
Hello everybody, thank you all for coming. Just want to give a quick thanks real quick to JR and Sal, Mike Adams, also Orthus Promotions and Bellator. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be here. Like they said, I was originally scheduled to fight somebody else. That fight fell through. So they now approached me to fight. I'm fighting a fighter by the name of Desmond Green. He just fought last month in the first round of the tournament. He lost. So it's going to be a hard fight, big step up. He's also a wrestler. I was actually preparing for a wrestler. So nothing really changes from my camp. The only thing that changes is instead of fighting at a catch weight of 150, which I was supposed to fight at, I'm going to go ahead and drop down to 145, which is where I'm looking at fighting at. That's my weight class. That's where I look at fighting at from here on out. Like they said, I move camps. I'm now training up here in Albuquerque. I'm training mainly out of Albuquerque kickboxing and MMA with Coach Ray Yee. I'm also doing my wrestling at Lovato's Fitness with Coach Lanier. And I'm doing my jiu-jitsu out of Gracie Baja on the east side, New Mexico. So basically I decided to move up here, fully equip myself to get ready for this fight and for future fights. And things are going good and I'm feeling nice and ready. I just want to thank all my coaches for stepping up, giving me the opportunity to come up here. I'm actually living with my head coach Ray Yee, so I got to thank him for that, giving me the opportunity to focus on training and nothing else. Got to thank my wife for giving me the opportunity to come up here and do this. I ain't young, I ain't gonna fight forever, so if it's gonna be anytime, it's gonna be now. So thank you guys, all the media, all the fans, and all the fighters. Any questions from anybody? Alright, thank you guys.
Once again, the Sinai Warrior taking on Desmond Green. Also, we want to thank you, Pay and Pull, Starline Printing. I see Danny here. Thank you for everything you do. Also, the Ring Card Girl competition will be. Go to Facebook. Go to Orthus's Facebook. Go to Sal's Facebook. Go to the AAA MMA website. You'll find out where that Ring Card Girl competition is going to be. But be on the lookout for that as well. Also, KISS 97.3. We want to thank. They're a big part of that Ring Card Girl competition. So be on the lookout. Listen to the radio. A lot of great radio stations here. We appreciate all of you. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. Next fight is a bantamweight featured fight, and this is a huge match. Let me just tell you a little bit about Jesse Brock. He's 14-7. He's a great wrestler. He's fought the likes of Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. For those of you who don't know him, he's a great champion. So Jesse Brock, 14-7, he's fought the best of the best. Well, here's a guy he's going to fight who represents New Mexico to the fullest. Always comes to fight. They put a lot of people in front of him, some his friends that he had to fight. But he had to go through them because he understood it was a business. And he understood that there's bigger things out there in this game. And now he gets an unbelievable test in Jesse Brock. People talk about, who are those up and coming guys? Who's that next generation fighter that's going to follow in the likes of Condit and Diego and Keith Jardine and all the greats who have come out of here? And this guy's name continues to get mentioned. Right now I want to bring up, he's known as the Killa, Adrian Cruz. Adrian, come on up.
Man, that was a good intro. I don't know if I can live up to that. I'm Adrian Cruz. I'll be fighting on the 25th against Jesse Brock. Like he said, he's a wrestler. He's fought some real big names. He's fought Cowboy, Demetrius, Travis Marks. But, you know, I've wrestled all my life as well. It's something that I'm very used to. I know that he likes to take people down and really control position from there. So I'm really working my wrestling, working my striking, making sure I'm able to work from anywhere that the fight goes. I want to say it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a real big test for me. You know, I have some big things coming up. You know, with this win, you know, it's going to be a tournament trial or maybe even moving on up to the UFC. You know, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of rumors flying around. So I want to make sure I come out with everything I can. Make sure I put on a good show and do everything I can to get the W. I want to say thank you to Orthus Promotions. You know, they've helped me out quite a bit. You know, they put me on both Bellator shows that have come out here, and you know, they keep asking me to come back, and I really appreciate that. I want to do a good job for them. Sal, JR, you guys really helped me out. I want to say thank you to my gym, Judgment MMA, Scott, Robin, and Rich. Really been putting me through the grinder, making sure I'm ready for everything. And I want to say thank you to all the fighters. You know, I've trained with a lot of these guys. You know, they've helped me get better, beat me up a little bit. And all these guys are going to do big things in the show too. So look out for everybody that's on this card. They're gonna make sure that they come out and represent New Mexico and do a really good job. I want to thank my sponsors. Still looking for some, so if you guys want to throw something this way. But I want to thank Apocalyptic Sports Nutrition. I want to thank Swag. I had Contract Killer last time, training elevation mass. Working on some new ones right now. Those will come down later in the pipeline. But I'm really excited for this. I'm excited to see everyone fight. But really, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to put on a good show, and I'm going to get that W for you guys. So thank you for everything. Any questions? All right, man. Thank you guys.
Once again, just a few reminders, and then they'll all be available here. Every one of these fighters, JR, Sal, they'll all be available for any questions, comments. A couple of quick reminders. October 25, Santa Ana Star Center. Again, the doors open at 4:30. 5 o'clock is the first fight. If you need tickets, I'm sure these fighters have some. You can also go to the Santa Ana Star Center box office or Bellator.com. The Bellator Lightweight Tournament semifinal will headline this card. Sadawad Will Brooks, Ricardo Terloni, Tiger Sarnavitsky. Okay, so there's your particulars right there. Again, I can't thank Buca di Beppo enough. Joe and Lorene do a wonderful job. Make sure you visit Buca di Beppo. Make it for catering. If you just want to come have something to eat, Buca di Beppo, thank you so much for hosting today's press conference. So that concludes today. There's going to be food for each and every one of you. AAAMMA.com. Make sure you go to the website. Also, the posters you see in front. I have to mention this. These posters came out phenomenal. If you look at the bottom, there's a QR code. On that QR code, run your phone by there before you leave. Put your phone right next to that QR code. And the graphics department at Orthus, Lisa, does a phenomenal job. I want you to look at the video she put together, that she went to each one of these gyms, each one of these fighters, and dedicated a lot of hard work in order to make that happen on each one of these posters. So bring your phone up, there's the QR code, and kind of get an idea of what type of work goes into these promotions. Again, Orthus, be on the lookout. They're doing so many things across the country. It's not just here. As I mentioned, they're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa at the U.S. Cellular Center, putting on Bellator there. Then there'll be AAA MMA cards throughout Texas. And then back here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So again, we thank each and every one of you.